Welcome to today's episode of Scouting for History. Today I'm at this beautiful location. Every year when it gets too hot down south, at our most of the time house, we come up to this little town way up on the coast of Maine to get away from the heat. Beautiful place up here, old houses. And today I've got this farmhouse property from the 1800s, and right next door, the guy who lives here is the caretaker of this old church from the 1800s as well. So he said I could do both properties. Now, there's a guy here in town who's very active with metal detecting. There's not a property for 20 miles that he hasn't hit. So I know this has been detected before, but hey, let's see what he missed. Stay tuned. And the very first signal of the day is a wheat penny. See if I can't get a date on it. Well, maybe you can see that. I didn't bring my glasses. But hey, that's a good sign. You know, wheat penny was ringing pretty high. That means there might be silver or something here too. On to the next. Well, and the second signal of the day is an old barrel tap. That's cool. It looks like the local guy missed some good stuff. Let's go on. And so for any Legend users out there, just to let you know, I'm in ground mode in field, multi-1. I have recovery speed set to 3. I have recovery speed set to 3. 1 gives you better depth, but then you have to go really slow, and there's so much iron in the ground you might miss stuff. 3, it's good enough. And then sensitivity I have cranked all the way almost to the max. So let's see. Let's keep going. Well, I'm not sure what it is. Might not be anything special, but I'll clean it up. You'll see it right here. Well, another green coin. Not quite sure what it is. Again, it's overcast, it's cloudy, it's dark under these trees, so I can't quite make it out. So I'll put it in here and clean it up later. You'll see it right here. It was ringing up real nice though. On to something better. Well, just a word on being prepared. I have a metal detecting kit in my car where I keep all my important stuff, including bug spray. And the mosquitoes here, when I got here, were relentless. Hundreds of them swarming around me. I thought I could tough it out, and then I went and looked in the car. I don't know what happened to it. So I had to take a 45-minute break, drive to the nearest store, buy some bug spray, and drive back here. So now they seem to be a little more tolerable. So on to the next. Another nice high tone down here, but it's probably just a penny, but who knows? And there's so much rusty metal in the ground. I put my gloves on. serious shovel. And it is is a giant lead weight that they use on the nets here, the cast nets. They sound great. Interesting, but not all that great. On to the next. So that net weight was right behind me. I had a similar signal right here, but it's not. It's a Merc. Hey, yay! I love finding shiny. All right, you'll see that cleaned up right here. Awesome. So, like they say, never hunt it out. On to the next. And an antique ring pull. That rang up a 27 on the Legend, but you never know, they ring different numbers. On to the next. And now a foot away from that ring pull, I had a very, very similar signal. And I get this. That is awesome. It's I'm gonna have to look up to see what it is, but there's an anchor and a shield, and it was a pin of some kind. So I don't know whether that's a Union Navy veteran pin or something. I'll look it up and I'll see, but that is awesome. This place is making my day. On to the next. I think that was a really high ringing wheat penny. I'm not sure. I can't see. It's so dark. I'll clean it up and we'll see what it is. On to the next. And another nice high tone down here. Let's see what we have. Probably another penny, but you never know. Where did it go? And it is, I think, another penny. Oop. Boy, they really come out of the ground green here. I'm not sure. I'll clean it up, you'll see it right there. On to the next. And one of my favorite things to find. I gotta be gentle with it. Don't want to break it. They're always fun to find. It's a spoon. Oh, it's a tiny little spoon too. That's cool. It looks like it was silver plated at one time. But that's awesome. It was ringing up like a nickel, 25, 26. So I had hopes up for an old nickel, like a V or something. But hey, I'll take a spoon. On to the next. Well, another nice high tone here, right next to this poor dead bird. Now the family that lives here has cats, but they told me the cats don't ever come outside because they'll run away. So, not sure what did in Mr. Bird, but that's a shame. Well, let's see what we have here. And we have another unidentified green coin. Nope, that's a memorial. It's a copper memorial, but it's a memorial. On to the next. And yet another mystery green coin. No, I think I see, I think I see Abe on there. I don't know. I'll clean it up. If any Indians show up, I'll show them. All right, on to the next. Well, and something else old, I do believe that's a fired musket ball. Round on one side and kind of flattened on the other. That's cool. That's got some age and some weight to it. Let's see if we can't find anything else. On we go. Another nice high tone here, probably another penny. Lots of pennies. But just in case it's something else, but it's not. It is another penny, I believe. Yeah, there's Abe. On to something else. Well, for a house that's been detected before, they sure have missed a lot. And you might think, well, yeah, aside from that mercury dime, it's been a lot of pennies. But you know, pennies and copper pennies and silver dimes ring up very similar. So if you ignore one, you're going to miss the other. All right, on to the next. And probably another green penny. And it is another green penny. There must be something, it must be the acidity of the soil turns them so green. Alright, on to something else. Well, there was one green penny. And now here is number 2. A penny at a time. Alright, let me scan again and on to the next. Well, and down here by the water, a nice shotgun shell. Somebody was shooting at some geese. On to the next. Well, it sounded awesome in the hole, but not exactly what I was hoping for. On to something else. Well, I found a tiny spoon in the front yard, and I find a tiny fork here in the backyard. That is cool. It is tiny, it's light, it's aluminum. I'll have to be very careful with that so I don't break the tines. On to something else. Well, I'll have to check with the homeowner. That might still fit a door somewhere. On to the next. Well, not far from the driveway, I found a Jeep. Part of a Jeep. I don't think it's all that old, but hey, on to the next. Well, there's something to be said for the legend. Oh, I don't know how deep that is. Oh, we'll measure from here. It's the full length of the digging tool, about I'd say almost 10 inches. And it's a tiny, tiny little flat button. Shank's broken off. That's awesome. Awesome. On to the next. Got a nice high tone down here somewhere. Hopefully it's something interesting. Oh, look at that. It's a button. Oh, it's a military button. Looks like it might be World War One. You can usually tell by the back mark. That is awesome. And then, of course, a shell casing. cool. On to something else. Awesome. Awesome. Another musket ball. This one's looks like a drop, or it didn't hit anything too hard. Cool. Glad to be finding some old stuff. It wasn't all that deep either, so hey, let's keep looking. Not sure what I have down here, but the last couple finds have been pretty good, so let's see. And it's another musket ball. That's the second musket ball from back here. Awesome. I got a little too close to the church up there. Now the guy that lives here in this old farmhouse, he's the caretaker for this old abandoned church. So it's a historical building, not historical, but he's the caretaker for it. It's privately owned. He told me, go ahead and detect it. Now the guy next door is out mowing his lawn, threatened to get his shotgun and shoot me if I kept detecting. He told me, it's illegal in the state of Maine to detect churches and graveyards. Well, I wouldn't go anywhere near a graveyard, but with permission at a church, it's perfectly fine. But I'm not going to argue with a guy with a shotgun. On to the next. Well, not sure. It could be just junk. Oh, and it's another shell casing. Wow, that's a big shell casing. On to the next. Well, and after all those musket balls, now I get a little round ball, probably a pistol ball. Too big to be shot, but hey, you never know. On to the next. I don't know what was going on in this field 200 years ago, but there are musket balls in this field. Let's see if we can't find an old copper or two. Well, not sure what it is. Looks like a flower or something on there, but I'll clean it up and see if it's anything interesting. It's very light. On to something else. Well, and the second silver for the day, it's just a rosy, but that's okay. It's silver. Might be wrapping it up soon, but hey, it's been a fun day. On to something else, or I'll wrap up. You'll see. Well, it's a nice high tone somewhere in here. Oh, no, never mind. It's just a clad dime. An ugly clad dime. Alright, on we go. Well, it took a little while to get out of the ground, but it's an interesting relic. It's the top to a lantern. It's all brass. That's cool. Working our way back to the car. We'll see what we can find. Stay tuned. Well, now that's about the coolest toy car I've ever dug. It's a jet-powered Volkswagen Bug. That's cool. With a little helmet. Awesome. On to the next. Well, that's going to do it for today. What an awesome day. Some cool finds, a couple of silvers, some relics, a whole bunch of musket balls. You can't complain about a day like today. And the weather's beautiful. It's not real hot, but it's humid. It's really humid. So as much as I like coming up here to dig because it's cooler, it's still humid up here. But I'll take this any day over the 95 degrees back home. So, well, that'll wrap it up. See you on the next one.